All right, welcome back everybody. It is December 4th, Vlogmas 4th, and it is run streak day 62, which means we're on 5K a day streak, day 59, very close to 60. Tomorrow will be 60 for that. So to clarify on that, we're on a 62-day run streak in general, but on day 3, I ran 1 mile. That's the only day out of the 62 days that I haven't ran 3.1 miles or longer. So 61 out of the 62 days have been 5 kilometers or longer, and we're at day 59 in a row today. Now today's run is going to be short and sweet. We only need 3 miles to go over our 30-mile goal for the week, and I got a good amount of walking to do today. So we're gonna walk up to a Thai restaurant later on in the day. So I think I'm only gonna do probably 3 or 4 miles running and then call it at that point. But stay tuned later in the video, so we're gonna go to that awesome Thai restaurant. So even though it's in the morning here, it's still warmer today than it ever got yesterday. It's 33 degrees out. There's a little bit of wind, so supposedly it feels like it's 26 or 27, but nothing compared to yesterday. I'm wearing much lighter layers, no second layer on my legs, so a more comfortable day in that sense. Still sunny and beautiful here in Iowa, can't complain there. Had to stop down here at the river, trying to get the opening shot. Look at that, just frozen solid from yesterday. Crazy. So one thing that I actually was talking about on day 60, where all the run footage got messed up, but the one thing I really wanted to touch back on is this specific time of year, Vlogmas, or even Vlogtober or Vlogust. But the months where YouTubers are really active and they're doing vlogs and stuff like that is really great for me. Number one, because I don't watch a lot of TV, or I guess it's streaming now or whatever. I don't watch a lot of programs. I do have my favorites like anybody else, and we'll watch an episode or two, you know, before bed of a show that we both like. But most of the time, I don't watch fictional stories and stuff like that. I'm a non-fiction person, so I like to watch people vlogging about real life, what's going on in other parts of the world, other parts of the country. How do people live? What do they eat? What do they do? You know, what do they do when it's cold? Do they hide at home and snuggle up and enjoy the winter that way, or are they like me where they want to get out and enjoy the cold weather when they can? All right, so another thing I wanted to touch on my short run today, we're at like mile 2.25 right now, so I don't have long left, but my background in running, don't really have one, didn't have one growing up anyway, wasn't athletic at all. I rode a skateboard. That was about the only athletic thing I did growing up and stuff like that. I ended up starting running about 9-10 years ago, something like that, and it was kind of a fluke. I went to go play basketball and my ball was flat, and my pump that I carried with me broke, so I had no way of actually like getting a workout in. But there was a loop that went around the basketball area, and I thought it was about a mile, so I ran it, and it was really hard, but I did it. And ever since then, I fell in love with running. Now, athleticism sort of runs in my family. My cousin played for the Yankees. He's actually a World Series MVP, believe it or not. But other than that, really my family's not athletic at all. In fact, I'm gonna throw some pictures up here so you can see what I used to look like. And it's quite a difference indeed. But I will say, most of the weight that I lost, which is about 60 pounds total, I was 200 before, or maybe even just slightly over 200. But most of the weight I lost was through diet. When I changed over to a plant-based diet and stopped eating so much junk, started eating whole foods, then I really lost the weight. And that's where I became able to play basketball or run or whatever I wanted to do, because my weight wasn't holding me back at that point. Well, you know, I got pretty lucky yesterday, even though it was way colder yesterday than today. But the inevitable is happening. My GoPro is starting to shut itself down because of the cold, which is super annoying because I just went on like a 1.5-minute spiel and probably didn't record more than 10 seconds of it if I had to guess. All right, guess I'll record it again. Okay, so back to what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my GoPro shutting itself down. And by the way, GoPro, great video quality. I mean, if you see the video stabilization is great for shooting these running vlogs, but man, the battery life sucks, and the shutting itself down in the cold is really aggravating. But anyway, enough ranting, enough complaining. Back to what I was saying. I went vegan back in 2012. Still remember the day, April 21st, 2012. At the time, I was overweight, obviously, as you can see by the pictures here. Smoked, I was a smoker, not athletic at all. I wanted to stop for a second because I'm really close to being back home. I'm almost done with my run, but I'm not done with my thought yet. So when I went plant-based or vegan, didn't happen overnight. It took me a while to get there. I studied a lot, I watched a lot of documentaries, read books, conversed with a friend who was plant-based at the time, and looked at the long-term, you know, effects, long-term successes and long-term failures of different people on the diet. And then that's when I made my decision. Now, up to the point where I went full plant-based on April 21st, I was still eating meat once a day, 1 meal a day. Every other meal was just, you know, fruits and vegetables and whole foods basically. So by the time I went vegan, it wasn't hard to switch at that point because I really wasn't eating more than just a little bit in that one meal. So it was pretty easy to replace that with something like tofu or, you know, whatever, right? So it wasn't super hard in that sense. But again, it wasn't an overnight thing. If you're thinking about changing your diet, do some research, check into it, see what the long-term effects of that are. Some of these new diets that are coming out, they haven't been around long enough that we really know what the long-term effects are going to be. People might have success, might lose some weight, you know, over the course of a year or two or whatever, but that doesn't mean that they can stay on that diet for, you know, 10+ years and still be healthy without taking medications and supplements and yada, yada, yada. I don't take any medications. I haven't for the entire time that I've been plant-based. I also don't take any vitamins, except for I do take B12 like once a month. I'll take a little bit of B12, but usually I can get that in like nutritional yeast, things like that. Even plant-based milks now, they put B12 in there, so it's not really something that I have to do. It's just something that I choose to do. Other than that, I don't take any supplements or anything like that. So again, look into whatever diet you're thinking about doing. Are the people that are on there having to take all these supplements and so forth to compensate for what they're losing through their diet? All right, so done with the run. 3.5 miles today, nice short, easy run. This is a one-way right here. The one-way goes this way. A car just drove up the one-way the wrong way. Now the next street over there, also a one-way that goes this way. There was literally people in the crosswalk telling the person, no, you're going the wrong way, and not to turn that way. They ignored him. They went and turned down the other wrong way. I mean, people are just such terrible drivers, it's not even funny. All right, anyway, I'll put the Strava information up from the run today. little bit of a funny scene there. I mean, it's funny, but at the same time, it's not. Like, they could actually, like, you know, hit another car, possibly injure a child or something like that because they're doing something reckless and stupid like that. So it's somewhat comedic, but it's also annoying at the same time. All right, anyway, pace today was pretty easy. The mileage was pretty easy. We are probably right around 31 miles for the week, so right where we want to be mileage-wise. I'm gonna go take a shower, drink a cup of coffee, then we're gonna walk up to the grocery store. Then later we're gonna walk up to the Thai restaurant and eat some dinner, so stay tuned for that. So we're walking up to go eat. The restaurant that we planned on going to is actually closed today. We kind of forgot it was Sunday, and apparently most of the businesses, or most of the restaurants I should say, downtown, for whatever reason, are closed on Sunday. So we're going to Noodles and Company. So if you were watching earlier in the video and got excited about seeing Thai food, I apologize. But Noodles and Company still has some good veggie options, some good vegan options, I should say. All right, so one thing I did forget to mention though, when I was recording earlier and talking about running, my running background and so forth, is do I do races? And the answer to that is no. To this point, I have not. Inga's been trying to talk me into doing some events like that.
Just a little one.
But so maybe it's something that I will do in the future, but no, I'm not somebody who does races or events or anything like that. I have done like half marathon distances and even longer than half marathon distances, although I've never actually ran a full marathon at this point. But I guess the reason why is I'm not the type of runner where I like to train for something specifically. I just run for fun. I run because I like to go out and explore. I like to find new areas in town, find new stuff, and it's just my time of the day that I can kind of clear my mind. It's almost like active meditation, basically. So that's why I run. Would I be good at doing races and events? Yeah, probably do all right. I'm not the fastest guy, but I'm pretty quick, especially for my age, so I'd do all right. We'll see about doing something like that in the future, perhaps. Now, that being said, I'm not trying to take anything away from anybody who does like to do races or does like to train for specific events. I think that if having an event like that is motivation for you to get out and enjoy running and, you know, doing that specific training for that one specific day, even if it's, you know, several times a year or whatever, if that's what you like to do, if that's what it takes to get you out the door and get running, do it. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It's just not my forte at the moment.
Just in case I should choose to. No?
So ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Trying the impossible chicken here. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I will say though that their tofu here is probably better, but it's still fun to try something new. Well, I don't have chicken on my thing right now. All right, we're gonna try the orange lo mein. It's pretty tasty. Cilantro. Inga hates cilantro. She thinks it tastes like soap. She has that weird disease where it tastes like soap. Okay, so thoughts overall on the Noodles and Company orange lo mein with the impossible chicken. It was pretty good. I guess my main issue with that is it was literally just chicken nuggets on top of the orange lo mein. If they would have put the orange sauce on the impossible chicken nuggets as well, it probably would have been a little bit better. Overall, it was pretty good. It was worth going and trying anyway. Yeah. The staff there was really friendly when we wanted to just, you know, verify that everything in that dish was 100% vegan, like the noodles and stuff. They had no problem, you know, helping us find out, and they have an actual little chart there that'll tell you which menu items are and are not plant-based. So if you're ever wanting to go to Noodles but haven't yet, go check them out. It's pretty good.